Hi there, this is Sarah. Today I will take you through to the production planning of aluminium composite panel. So today we will see how the production planning is done in Business Day software of Business Pointers. So our finished product for today is aluminium composite panel. The next slide will show what are the masters that needs to be configured before the planning is done. So if you see over here, we have the item master, the bill of material master, process master, machine master, routing master. Item master will contain all the raw materials, semi-finished products, and all the finished products. So item master will contain a complete detail of all the items that needs to be configured. Next, we will have the bill of material master. The bill of material master will have a list of all the components that are required for the manufacturing of the product. So we will, for example, aluminium composite panel will be the finished product. So the components that are required to make aluminium composite panel will be defined in the bill of materials master. The process master will contain all the processes that needs to be performed in the production of aluminium composite panel, and the machine master will have all the machines that are needed to perform those processes for the production of aluminium composite panel. The routing master will contain all the machines and the processes sequence wise. So it contains a sequence of all the processes and the machines that are required for the production of each of the finished products and the semi-finished product will be configured in the routing master. The item receipt and the item issue will indicate the movement of goods from one warehouse to another or from one location to another. So the incoming of raw materials will be done by doing an item receipt into the system, and then the outgoing of the raw materials will be done using the item issue. So the item receipt and item issue will create a record every time the items are moved from one location to another. The AP invoice and the AR invoice. So if we need to pay the accounts payable invoice, there will be a record created for an invoice in the accounts payable whenever there is a payment done, and whenever the amount is received in the system. So it will be done through accounts receivable, like for example a amount received from the customer. And automatic journal entries gets created whenever there is a transaction is done into the system. The next slide will show us the bill of material. So how the bill of material is depicted, this slide will show. If you see here, we have aluminium composite panel. So the raw materials and the formulations that are required to manufacture aluminium composite panel are shown over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 components that are required to make aluminium composite panel, plus the first component will also require raw materials. For example, we have plastic and bonding agent to make protection film, and then the protection film will be used to make the aluminium composite panel. So this is actually a multi-level bill of material, which is a unique feature of this software. Again, we have the bonding agent. So methacrylates is one of the raw material that will be made that will be used to make bonding agent, and then this bonding agent will be used to make the protection film, and then the protection film will be used to make the aluminium composite panel. So kind of a multi-level bill of material. The next slide will show us how an overview of an item master in the Business Day software. So if you see over here, every item will have a unique code, plus if the selling price and the purchase price will be defined over here for that particular item. Then we have the barcode. So this system has a unique feature wherein you can go ahead and put in the barcode numbers for each of your items in case if there is any barcode system in the organization. So the system can automatically read the item through the barcode reader. Next we have the minimum inventory. So here you can define the minimum inventory for each of your items into the system. So what is the minimum or the maximum inventory that you want to keep in your warehouse can be defined it over here. The next slide will show us the different types of processes that are used to make the aluminum composite panel. So as we have discussed in the process master, we define all the processes that are required to make this particular product. So these are the different processes that can be defined into the system. So it can be n number of processes that are required for the manufacturing of the particular product. The next slide will show us the production process. So these are the different machines used in the production process. So we have the cutting machine, bending machine, shearing machines, all different types of machines that are required for production can be defined into the machine master. The next slide will show us the routing master. So as I said, it will be a sequence of processes and machines that are required for the production. For each of the product that needs to be manufactured, there will be a routing for it. So we have the drilling process will be done by the drilling machine, the cutting process will be done by the cutting machine, and so on and so forth. So one machine can perform two processes that we can define into the system. So this is what a routing master would look like. So this is the detailed view of a routing master. So if you see over here, we have the routing master, we have the routing name, the item name, the warehouse, what is the quantity that's produced, and here you can put in the average setup cost and the time required. So if you see over here different processes, if there is any parallel process at which work center, that can be defined over here in the routing master, plus what are the machines required to perform those processes. This is what a routing master detail view looks like. Now if you see over here, we have the machine code, the machine name, the work center again, the availability of that particular machine, okay, the time unit, if there are parallel processes or sequential processes, okay, then we have the cost for machine that we can define over here, plus if we have cost for labor, that can also be defined over here. What is the process cost per unit time, what is the time taken by each of the processes can be defined over here. So the process time taken. The next will show us the different types of processes that we can define. So if you see here, one of the processes that's been defined into the system. So this is what an overview of a sales order for a particular product looks like. So if you see over here, we have the customer name or the code that comes from the customer master. The items will come from the item master. You can put in the quantity of the sale order. Then we have the available quantity. So the system shows you what is the available quantity in your warehouse, in your inventory right now. Again, we can also check the availability of the items from the check availability feature. So the moment you put your sales order, the system will automatically let you know what if the item is available in your system, or if we need to run a production planning or a material requirement planning for the particular item. Next, while creating the sales order, the system automatically calculates the landed cost for the item. So if you see over here, we have calculated the landed cost with the tax amount and the delivery charges. So you can also, the system also calculates the landed cost per unit. And again, the down payment in case of any at the time of sales order, that can also be put into the system. Next we have the MRP visit. So after the sales order is being created, the next step is we go ahead and execute a material requirement planning for that particular item. So once we put in the product over here, the product name, and what is the inventory level minimum procurement method. Now if you see over here, the system considers all the sales order that are being created for this particular item, and will automatically give us the recommended quantity. So considering all the sales order in picture, it will give us the recommended quantity. The next we will have the order recommendation. Once the material requirement planning is being executed, the system automatically creates order recommendations, purchase requisitions, and plan the production orders. So accordingly, we can go ahead and we can check the production orders, the planned orders, and the purchase requisitions, and then we can check the proper quantity and then go ahead and convert that to purchase orders and production orders respectively. The system also gives you an option for stock availability check. Now here the system will check the every warehouse. If there are multiple warehouse, the system will go ahead, like this is a feature wherein the system checks the items in all the warehouses in different locations, and will give you the exact stock on hand, and if what are the committed orders, okay, what are the production and the purchase orders in pictures, and what is available, what will be the availability after that. The system shows you that. So these are some of the unique features of the Business Day software. For more details, you can contact us at demo@businesspointers.com, or you can visit our website www.businesspointers.com. Thank you.